Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio Gallery, and I have a 16 by 20 inch canvas I have covered with some Sherwin Williams Fuchsia in 2 coats. I used my spatula. It had a little bit of Floetrol in it to level it out. It could probably use another coat, but since I have other plans for it, I'm not going to worry too much about it. And the other plans are to experiment with interferences. They're color art interferences. It's a primary element. I'm going to start with some violet, and it doesn't matter what I do right now because I'm going to put some sort of shovel pour of some sort of gardenscape theme over it. Like I said, that's the violet, and I might stop and let it dry. I've done interferences on other things before, but I haven't tried it on a pre-painted house paint Sherwin Williams background. And I have a couple other interference colors I want to use. You can scrape off whatever you want, but the more I scrape it off, the drier and stickier it gets, so that might not be a great idea. Yeah, not ready to be calling this my best effort yet. Okay, so that was the violet. This is the red. That's a paint chip. I think I'm better off doing this. And what's my third color? I have interference blue. And I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping anyway, that a bunch of the background will still show through. I don't see why it wouldn't, since interferences are fairly well sheer, and they will not dry the color that they are now. They look whitish, and they'll be a shimmering, color shifting pastels version of the colors I mentioned. I like cleaning my spatula off on the edge of things. I also like dragging down through and making marks. But I gotta be careful because like I said, I've got some stickiness going on. I also said it doesn't matter because it's a background. But interferences are so cool, it shouldn't make any difference. I'm kind of inclined to just put that aside while I start my second stage of this. Maybe put my fan on and let it dry. Maybe grab the green because I like what I've got, and I think green over the top of it would be pretty sharp. So let's use that too. I was going to give it a miss. But I'm kind of liking how interesting it looks. These are my residuals. I'm trying to imagine what it looks like because there's no way to tell. I don't want to waste any. So I'll just put my spatula in the bucket and grab a new one when I'm ready. Actually, I see those couple lines. I guess I'm ready now. I'll just wipe off the tiny bit of residuals. Alright, I don't need to worry about this dripping down anywhere because there's not enough paint on it to make a difference. So I'm just going to grab my paint pan, which is feeling a little sticky. And I've got some mother of pearl that I'm getting rid of. That's the very last, the dregs of it. Whoop. Wow. I didn't expect that I had put any water in the Frostbite. But if I did, I guess I know now. It's good to keep paper towels handy. I didn't used to, but I do nowadays. Ever since I used distilled water. This is just a base anyway. And I have a fairly substantial amount of the Frostbite because I like to add the new Purely pigments to it. And I want Princeton Art Tool Catalyst Spatula. You can find these on my Amazon link. They were like one of the first 2 things I put on there. Other than the OXO Omelet Turning Flip and Fold Spatula that you just saw me use extensively, which I recommend. Comes in 2 sizes, about 10 bucks. I've got a few. I got gifted a couple, and when I was still making money, I bought an extra one. There's something in there that's got to go. And then I do reuse these cups, so I'm going to throw that in the bucket too. And wipe off my spatula just in case I might need it for something in a minute. So what else have I got? I've got enough Chantilly lace. And usually I use a little frosted berry. Depends on how much I've got, really. I don't want to go nuts. And the base layer, oh, I am running low. The base layer colors don't have much of anything to do with what comes next. And I am being kind of chintzy with my base because I've got another project in mind soon, and I need to make sure I don't have to mix 4 new colors to do it. But I've got some Isadora, and that's a primary element. All those colors so far were Prizm pours. I mixed up a new colored green from the Purely pigments, Sour Apple and Vibrant Aqua. I use a little deep amethyst. Seems odd colors so far, but I hope that'll change. This is Fandango. I'm being called to some red, which is kind of weird, but I can always put a little pink in there. I'm going to go for the colors I picked first anyway. Cerulean Blue. Cerulean Blue is a Prizm pour. I've got some Indigo Violet. And what else have I got for green? I've got Winter Green. That's making me want triple sec. And I've got some, what have I got? I've got Frog Prints, which I'm probably going to use some of that too. This is the triple sec. I'm not so sure about these colors on that background yet, because fuchsia and green are pretty much opposites. But used in the right configuration, they can work great. This is Sea Glass. This is a primary element. Looks like I'm getting enough paint down. I want some gold, and I've got Indian Spice. I have Water Lily, and I think that's in a similar family to the fuchsia, and I like it. I think I have one more green I want to use. Yes, the Frog Prints. Perfect. Although I am still giving call to a red. I'm being called to everything all at once. I think I'm going to sneak a little bit of sour lemon with orange crush in there. Yes! Wow, even better than I anticipated. That makes everything pop. That's excellent. I'm happy with that. Now my plan is to do my foliage even in these colors and leave room for some flowers. It's already beginning to dry. You can see the blue in there. I'm not sure if you can, but I definitely can. Over here it's incredibly pretty. Like I could definitely use some more over here, but it doesn't matter. I have a shovel and I'm going to use it. This is dollar store shovel and bucket set, which used to be $1 and is probably $1.99 now. So I'm just going to shovel some paint up. I'm going to start from the bottom. Maybe I should turn it upside down. No, I'm going to start from the bottom. I might not want to do it upside down next. Alright, so I went outside my original idea. And I'm going to continue that. I hope. I've got quite the paint going. I'm not sure I love these colors yet. And I've got some awfully thick strokes. My assumption was that I could go back in and add a long thin stroke to the top. And I probably should have waited for the interferences to dry. Try and take advantage of my blob. Blooper, whatever you want to call it. It's going to look very different once those interferences dry, I hope. My paint colors are a little suspect for me right now. Whoops. Definitely want some more paint right there. Not sure I've ever used quite so much green. And my shovel's stuck right in that interference, so I'm just going to keep going. Figure flowers will be the last part of this. That green is kind of cool. Trying to figure out, think ahead if I want to dribble. Where's my skewer? I kind of want to have a chance to thin the paint out because I'm a little nervous that there's a lot of it. Not happy yet. Come on, unstick. There's really nothing you can't attempt to fix with a skewer. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make an attempt. I take anything that I dripped and just keep pulling it out. Or melding it back in that case. Grab a little more paint. I should just fast forward through this portion. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for flowers. But I was contemplating chain pulls, and I'm still contemplating that. Switch this around. Hopefully you can see all that. Alright, I'm definitely going to have to fast forward through something. When that timer goes off again, my camera will have stopped. I'm not even sure I like the interference in the background yet, but I'm so not done, so that's not that rare an occurrence that I wouldn't like something as I go along. So I might as well just go to town. Make some weird shapes with my shovel tip, which is always fun. I hadn't thought of that until right then. There's no reason not to do that. It might be the solution for everything. Ouch. Alright, I'm back. I'm not sure when my camera shut off. try and get you all in frame, but I'm not sure that's ever going to be the case. I'm inclined to drip the canvas down, but nothing seems to be moving very thoroughly. I've got a beautiful dish. I got to show you this dish. Look at the patterns in there. Isn't that cool? Now, assuming that the shovel doesn't stick to the bottom and bind up, I could probably just keep going. And anywhere where there's a weird mark, it'll get worked on and covered up. Stripes would be cool. Didn't think of that either. There's my first flower. I think that's going to be the way it goes too. Little stripy bud heads. I kind of like those a lot, actually. Yay, imagination saves the day. Gotta be careful how I lift my shovel off or I won't keep them contained. Like that. And they may spread out some because they're kind of heavy, but I do use GAC 800 by Golden. I don't want as much paint. I'm trying to pick up as little paint as possible and it's not really working very well. And I'm kind of not minding that the buds are green. Isn't that strange? They have a little purple. I could put probably little dots above everything. I think I want one of my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas. Just to rein in those little tails. Which would probably be just as easily done with a Q-tip. And I can definitely put some red, I think I can put some red dots or something. And anywhere that it's not joined, I keep doing the same thing. Let's try the Q-tip. I didn't set my timer, so that could be a problem. I may have to just stop at some point in time. Just pull that down. I kind of want to put a bunch of weird little... Yes, that was cool. They remind me of thistles. I can have them attached to anything, anywhere. They're like the easiest flower ever. Just tap right on the painting with a shovel tip and you're done, good to go. I think I want something else in the middle. See if I got some more purple or blue left. Weird and cool. I hope it's going to be as cool as I think it is. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish yet. Every time I get one of those little drag marks. Okay, so they're thorny plants. Try not to drip. The less paint, the better, I think. That's kind of cool. It's way cooler than I was anticipating. I wasn't sure what was going on for a minute there. Just putting it down and widening the tip. And I can just dip my shovel in a little bit. I don't need a big gloppy amount. I could even steal paint right out of a stem. What I've got left is a lot of yellow. I think I'm just going to keep adding flowers. Well, I say that, but I see this rather large swath of interference right down the center, and I think it needs to have something to distract the eye. And that may be the case a lot of places. And if the paint is heavy enough, I can definitely... You know what? I could use a small spatula too. I want to try that. Do I have one ready? No, there's none handy and clean. They have to be here somewhere. There we go. So there's a Princeton Art 2 Catalyst spatula number 1. And it's a little shorter than... See if I can't get the yellow back. Just a little point. Good thing I use GAC 800, I can tell you now. I'm bound to miss one, but there's nothing to keep you from fixing mistakes. Yeah, the spatula works great for putting in foliage too. Just little strokes. I'm probably going to run out of time. But I'm loving I'm having fun. I'm not sure I'm loving my design yet. I might not be done either. Could take longer than I anticipate. Let's try. I definitely like the shovel better. But I like the idea of being able to have different sizes. Well, I haven't missed anything yet. And I have enough paint. I could also run a chain down. I'm going to dribble. Well, things happen. Let's find my spatula. See what I can do with that. How much more paint do I have? Maybe cleaning off the bottom would keep the drips from happening. I kind of like those. I'm not so sure about that one little droplet, but the nice thing about straight tools is you can pretty much drag anything you want into position. And I can utilize all my spare paint. Just adding little protrusions. Because any texture is going to create interest. And I like creating interest. Not so much drips, but interest. You can stack them up too, because they look completely natural with a little joint in between them. Okay, we got one odd bud, but if you don't tell, I won't tell. I'm sure before I'm done there's going to be way more than one odd anything. And I want to put some dots in. I know, I've been saying that. But I'm having fun just cleaning up my paint. It's also doing me a service in cleaning out the pan I was working in. But it's also turning kind of mucky. It's a pretty muck. I need a little more pretty muck. I'm hoping it's not too late. I don't have any idea without stopping and starting again, so I'm just going to go until I can't continue anymore. Plants can be kind of grayish green sometimes. It's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. I think I just dripped. Much happier with this than I was a while ago. I was panicking. And now I'm actually really happy. And I think if you just keep following the protocol, follow your plan, Alright, so what should I do as far as dots go? Should I stop and start and come back? And what color should they be? Because they could be just something. You know what? I've got the water lily and I want to see what that looks like. And it's so close to the original color it might not even show. Maybe it should be white. Maybe it should not be white. I don't know what it should be. Kind of keep thinking orange. It pop really well. So a little water lily, a little orange crush. Grab my dot stick. Wipe it off in between. Let's try the orange. I'm ready. Yeah, the orange pops. The orange could turn into some yellow too. I don't think white would have hurt anything either. That's kind of fun. I'm not sure I have time to do everything, so I'm going to tell you guys now before I'm gone by accident, because I didn't set my timer again, that I love you and I hope you come again. I post at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I thought there were more flowers than that, honestly. There we go. I found another one. Let's switch it up. I probably could put a few buds places, but I think that's pretty good. Let's shimmer this at you. I've got 33 playlists. And this is going to look a little different tomorrow when the interferences are completely dry. It looks like I've got something to fill in down here. I just noticed. But I'm confident that I can fake it. And I hope when I come up here I see that we're still on camera. Yeah, we are. Cool. Oh, that's going to be neat. You can see some of the interferences shining. I think I've done something similar to this in the past, but not exactly, and it's going to be cool. I like it. And I'll look for any flowers that I missed the dots on. I don't think I need a whole lot more. So what can I tell you? Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for watching longer. It's the only thing the YouTube algorithm responds to help my channel survive. Thank you to my members for keeping my channel alive. It's $9.99 a month, and you have access to a private library for members only that's over 200 videos. And every so often I post 2 or 3 just for you, and they may become public at some point in time, but not yet. I love you guys. Check out my Linktree for my Amazon link. You can find my 2 books there, Because I Can and Unlimited Possibilities. They are the first and the second 100 videos I made for YouTube back when I started doing this 5-6 years ago. And their content is still pretty relevant today. I love you guys. You inspire me always. I hope you come again. Please don't be shy. If you have questions, ask. I'm happy to answer and help. And I love you much. Whatever I've missed is on the Linktree. Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links. My Facebook is Priscilla Batzell-Artist. I used to have lots of pages, but Facebook eradicated me when somebody hacked me, so it is what it is for now until it changes. That's the way it is. I'm trying to remember everything on my list that I covered up with a piece of paper over there. I do sell my art and I give classes at the house in Spring Hill, Florida. And I think if I move this down a little, it'll be okay. So I'm not 100% sure about how the interference is going to be in the background, but I still like my finished result, even though I was a little worried as I went along. And I'll look for flaws in the design and fill them in with the last little few shovels. The last shovelful of paint ought to help me out. Anyway, so I'm going to walk over to that list and see if there's anything I forgot right quick. And tell you, please share my video. Please give me a thumbs up. My email address, it's easpb in the word gallery spelled out at gmail.com. And if you ever need a playlist for a subject, I have everything separated by subject and genre, as well as by the 100. So there's 33 playlists of 100 videos each. Thank you for your kind words and your comments. Thank you for using the PayPal donation option. And thank you for being members of Patreon. I remind you again, questions are welcome. And I have a 20% off Colourarte coupon code you will always find under the video right next to a 10% off Pixel Paint Designs coupon code. I am a Colourarte affiliate, so you help me when you shop Colourarte. I give lessons at the house in Spring Hill, Florida, as well as selling my artwork. And that Pixel Paint Designs coupon code will get you Australian Floetrol. If you need to find a link, that would be the way to do it. And I love you guys. I'll see you anon. Bye for now. I'd like that to be able to show you the whole thing. It's bugging me that it's not, but I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Hopefully. Bye for now. Priscilla out.